So Alejandro Garnacho and Antony are officially on their way out of Manchester United. It looks like Garnacho will be going to Chelsea, and it looks like Antony will be trying to get a permanent move to go to Real Betis. Um, yeah, look, it's right for the club. It's right for both players. Look, Antony, let's be honest, it hasn't worked out for him at Manchester United whatsoever. But no complaints from him at all. He's a respectful guy, a respectful player. Um, it just didn't work at Manchester United for him whatsoever, and it's a shame because ever since he's gone to Real Betis, he's a player who looks like he's got something about him. And while he was at Ajax, he looks like a player who had something about him, and that is what he looks like right now at Real Betis. Um, so it's a real shame that we haven't got that player at Manchester United. But playing for Manchester United is completely different than what it is for Ajax and what it is for Real Betis. Um, Look, we paid a ridiculous fee for Antony, So it's a bad look that it hasn't worked out. It's a bad look on us as a club that it hasn't worked out. And we've been slagged off by so many rival clubs that it hasn't worked out. People saying that we've ruined him, which I don't really think is true at all. I don't think it's on us. I just don't think he's adjusted to English football at all. I just don't think that's his style. Yeah, but overall, no problem with Antony. It just hasn't worked out. But it's a real shame that it hasn't because of the fee we paid for him. And he is a player who very clearly has something about him. Very clearly he does. Young player as well. I mean, when he came in, got that goal against Arsenal. Um, in his first game for us, it was looking really positive, but ever since then, he's just became a meme playing for us. But I also feel like other clubs saying that we've destroyed him. Look at some of the antics that he's been doing on the pitch, though. It's shocking. It's frustrating. He holds onto the ball too long. Um, it's not an attitude problem or anything like that. It's just English football's just not his thing. Simple as that. I don't think he'd work out in any English club, really. I really don't. How come he's playing well in Holland? How come he's playing well in Spain? It's not a Manchester United problem. As I said, it is a bad look on us, but I don't think it's a Manchester United problem with Antony. It's not. He shone the moment that he went to Real Betis, and fair play to him. And wish him the best on his career. Alejandro Garnacho, on the other hand, um, talented football player. He was very good for us, as we all know, and as we could all tell. But as we could all tell in the end and in last season, he wasn't great. He wasn't great at all last season. He was very disappointing last season. Previous seasons before last season, he was fantastic for us and one of our very much key players. Last season, hogging the ball, slowing down play, ridiculously selfish on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch, ridiculously selfish man with an attitude problem. And I feel like an issue for a lot of us fans is what happened after the Europa League final. What was said by his brother and what was being said by Garnacho basically in press conferences after the game. It's unacceptable. In the moment that it came out, we knew we had to leave Manchester United because it's stuff that shouldn't have been said. And he should never be wearing the Manchester United shirt again. We knew the moment after that Europa League final Alejandro Garnacho should never be involved in Manchester United ever again. He's a player who literally outright disrespected us with his brother outright disrespecting us as well. And to people saying, oh, well, that's just what his brother thinks. Garnacho's brother is very clearly saying what Garnacho himself also thinks. There's a lot that has came out and a lot of Garnacho's brother rubbing shit in all of us Manchester United fans' faces. So it's a real shame to see a quality young player go down the route that he has, and it's happened with a lot of our young players down the years. Greenwood, for example, bad, terrible attitude, and look at how his career's gone. Look at how a lot of these guys, I'm not going to keep on naming, but look at how a lot of these young players have gone. I mean, again, we can say, Brandon Williams, look at him again. Look at what's happened to him now. So, look at what's happened to Garnacho. It's too much of an ego problem. And, people saying it's our fault as a club, it's not. I mean, could Almarim have done it differently in the Europa League final? Yes, but that's not the only incident with Alejandro Garnacho. And he wasn't perfect last season at all, like so many opposition fans are making out. He wasn't perfect at all for us. He was actually pretty bloody shocking and cost us many opportunities last season, cost us many goals. But it's not just him, but he cost us many opportunities and many goals last season. Um, I'm happy that they're both moving on. Good luck to Antony, but I can't say the same to Garnacho. But it's best for Manchester United, and it's both the best players to move on.